Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. We're here to inaugurate a wonderful art installation titled Ammam, created by Renuka Devi and Alessio Patalocco, who are both architects, artists, and teachers at the VIT School of Architecture. Public art is a vital tool for community building, and in museums it can act as a bridge between our indoor collections and our galleries and the outdoor spaces that are very prominent at DakshinaChitra especially. So here we see that it can be a tool to bring a sense of community identity, and the bright pink, purple and blue stripes of Ammam have a very aesthetic appeal. It revitalizes the space that's in, and it draws visitors into a very interactive engagement. I feel that this is a beautiful extension of who we are. The villages that our houses represent, from them the art and theatre and folk was always performed in the community, and our folk performances here as well happen to draw visitors in, and now Ammam can add to this. So just this afternoon we were at the installation and we had a family requesting us to take a photo of them in front of the installation, and someone asked Alessio's name and wrote it in Tamil on one of the strips. So that's a great example of the kind of conversation and exchanges that it can open up. The messages that are written reflect lots of messages of peace, of local culture, memories, and we're super happy to host it here and add to this dialogue. I'll hand it over now to Renuka Devi, who's the co-creator, to speak about her journey creating this installation and the vision for it. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone who's present here, and thank you all for being here on this special day. This artwork, Ammam, is created by myself and Alessio from India and Italy respectively, bringing art together, culture, language and architecture from two different parts of the world into one shared emotional experience. It feels deeply meaningful to inaugurate this work on this special day, which is a Mother's Day today. And at DakshinaChitra, a space that beautifully preserves culture, storytelling, art and heritage. The concept of Ammam comes from language and emotional connection across cultures. When read from the front, so you can read it as Amma, and when you read it from backwards, you can read it as Mama, which both means mother in both the languages, in Indian and Italian language. So this connection reflects how motherhood is a universal emotion that transcends borders, languages and cultures. The installation takes inspiration from pyramid and temple architecture. Its triangular geometry symbolizes sacred spaces of memory, storytelling, and human connection. The work is also influenced by our shared passion for origami and geometric forms, where folds, pattern, lights, and shadow creates an emotional and spatial experience. Through this, Ammam becomes an amalgamation of art, culture, and architecture between two different cultures from different parts of the world. One of the most meaningful part of this installation is the participation of people from different ages and cultures who have written their personal stories inside the space in different languages. It becomes a place of trust and vulnerability, almost like going to a mother and sharing one's most intimate emotions without judgment. These stories transformed the installation into a living archive of shared human experience. As a public art installation, Ammam is not just meant to be viewed, but experienced collectively by all of us. We wanted the space to invite conversation, reflection, healing, and belonging, where people could see parts of themselves and their memories within the work. We would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Anita Pottamkulam and Ms. Anita, and then Ms. Thara, and Mr. Suraj and other staffs, our carpenter Anna, who was there throughout our artwork from the time we had initialized the idea till the end of the installation. Your effort, guidance, and support made this work possible, and we truly are grateful for your contribution to our journey. And I would also like to give a special thank to my daughter Risha, where she had traveled with me since the beginning of this installation, from the starting of the meetings through the process of buying the materials and installing and so on. Her presence, understanding, and quiet strength meant so much to me while creating this art installation. On this Mother's Day, we hope Ammam becomes a tribute to all mothers and nurturing figures who have love quietly, whose love quietly shapes our lives. Thank you for being here and for sharing this beautiful moment with us. Thank you. I now invite Professor Alessio to speak about our art installation.
Okay. You can hear me well? Okay. I brought here some name of people that I want to thank for that. And thank you to all of you to be here and to take part to this, also to this presentation, and also to the happening that we would like to make after. And I want to thank Mrs. Anita Potamkulam, and Miss Tara, Miss Anita, Miss Suraj, and all other members of the staff. Also Mr. Rajan, the carpenter, and also his staff that help us to do that. But I want to thank also Renuka, because we met in the VIT, is where we teach. And when you feel a connection with another artist that maybe speaks not exactly your language, but something of complementary to yours, that's better than speaking the same language. Also for the language, I mean his Telugu and Tamil, and I mean my Italian, and also our English that is very, very so far from the accent. I remember when I came here, just came here on July of 25, his accent here is very different from the accent of the English that you can hear in Europe. I worked for a while also in Japan. In Japan there was another kind of English again. And also in China is another kind of English. So when I came here, I was sure that surely I need time to let me understand from the other and understand the others. But when you meet another artist that maybe is connected with you in another level, not in the level of the language, but another level, the level of the feeling, is something that you understand that you can speak without pronouncing words. You think that you can speak not only by drawing, but also by, yes, speaking, but speaking in this other way. Where there is someone that simply, I can say, looking in their eyes, you can feel what she is feeling, what he is feeling, what they are feeling in the same moment that you are feeling maybe another kind of things, but maybe close to them. So we start to work following this feeling. And I think that also, yes, the shape, what Renuka said is the shape that take inspiration from a lot of suggestion that we had, but I think also is something of very personal. And transportation of these things very personal to the universal is something that was, I think, is not a simple things, but in this case, for us was natural, very natural. And also using of color is ever this bright color we like. We choose this kind of color immediately. We have not too much, problem to think to other colors. We start from a palette maybe larger, and then at the end we choose the best three colors that we think was adapted for these art installations. And also the experience, when Renuka told about the experience, and also yes, it's the experience that you translate in a form, in a thing that is built. And it was a nice a nice thing to make this discover or let people writing in these strips what they think, and without censorship, without topic, without nothing. And you feel, and you find also that they wrote ever word of peace. It's not so banal. Surely, you know, when you read newspaper, when you read what happened in the world, when you read about the misunderstanding of people, yes, you think that maybe it's a very, you know, you understand that maybe happened something that is over on respecting of the relationship by people. In these strips wrote a lot of different people. Yes, also some students of VIT, some professors also of VIT, but also some drivers that we bring with us these strips. Also a lot of people that we met in the temple, and a lot of people that maybe people that work in the laundry where we work, where we bring our clothes, and people that I met in a tea shop, and they wrote only, you know, something like "I love my family" or "Be kind with the nature," or simply the name of the people, of the person that they was thinking about. And these very simple things, also the things that you told before, that guy that wrote my name in Tamil was very, very, you know, beautiful and very sweet for me, because it's there is a relation in that way that you see that also without speaking the same language, you can speak with the people in the same, and you know that you are in the same field. So many thanks to Renuka to do that things with me, and to be strong sometimes. And I'm so happy of that, and I hope that you enjoy too. Thank you very much. Now we have the video. Now we have the video of Antonella Bongarzone. Is an Italian curator, because during this period I had also my Italian colleagues, Italian curator that follow us in that. And she's a director of Museum Fausto Gullo. She teaches museography and museum design in Fine Art Academy in Reggio Calabria in Italy. And she was so happy to send us a video that speaks about our artwork, a reflection about our artwork.
Vi giunga un caloroso saluto dall'Italia per questa bellissima inaugurazione dell'opera di Alessio Patalocco e Renuka Devi. Un reticolo d'acciaio che si erge nello spazio saldo e vibrante come una trama sospesa tra costruzione e visione. Le sue linee attraversano il vuoto con precisione geometrica, ma è nelle sue ombre che l'opera trova il suo respiro più profondo. Sagome intrecciate scorrono sulle superfici, si deformano, si rincorrono, trasformando la rigidità del metallo in un organismo mutevole, attraversato dalla luce e dal tempo. In questo dialogo silenzioso tra luce e materia, lo spazio non è più semplice contenitore, ma presenza viva, campo di tensioni e relazioni. L'acciaio trattiene la memoria della forma, mentre le ombre ne liberano la dimensione immateriale, rendendo visibile ciò che normalmente sfugge allo sguardo. Così Renuka Devi e Alessio Patalocco interpretano lo spazio come una soglia percettiva in continua trasformazione, in cui struttura e assenza convivono e ogni linea genera un movimento invisibile che coinvolge chi osserva. La loro opera, che oggi si inaugura, Ammam, non impone una visione univoca, ma invita ad abitare l'instabilità della percezione, lasciando che sia la luce a disegnare di volta in volta nuove architetture dell'immaginazione. Un sentito e personale ringraziamento va al direttore del DakshinaChitra Museo, che ha creduto fin dall'inizio nella forze nella visione di questo progetto di portata internazionale, che ha sostenuto così quel dialogo interculturale e culturale capace di creare connessioni oltre i confini geografici e disciplinari. Grazie.
Okay, but I'll speak on behalf of Sharad then. Yeah, I'll do that. So first of all, thank you all for coming, but really a very big thank you to Renuka and Alessio, who came with this idea, and it's also interesting for us because we are this very unusual museum in the sense that we are a nature and culture space, and we don't, I think, pay enough attention to the possibilities of having so much of nature around us. And so your idea was very important also, I think, because as museums we always sort of think ourselves rather technically, like we are frameworks for knowledge, we are frameworks for filling gaps in culture, we are frameworks for those kind of events, but we also are frameworks for I think the key is really to become a framework for empathy. And and that is where I think public art plays an important role, because then if you have a concern and you see that in the form of public art, you realize that probably you're not alone. There are others who share the same concerns as you, and that is when the actual community is born. Not in any other, and sometimes a shared concern is more needed or has more power than shared knowledge. And I think sort of both balance each other, but I see the value of public art as also being able to do that. So thank you all. So thank you, Alessio. And after this stint, and May is a good time because we get a lot of families, and after the stint at the museum, I think it's going to go to other public institutions and other educational institutions. So very happy actually to start off the public art program at DakshinaChitra. We'll stop, we'll have a cup of tea over here, and then we'll all walk towards the installation. The tea is yet to arrive, but please, you can ask if there are any questions of Alessio and Renuka. So thank you all, and we're waiting to see what all the messages will be once it's over. I'm sure it'll be an interesting exercise to understand what the messages are. Thank you very much.